Well, it's very complicated and complex sounding for me. Over here in LA, it's pretty chill. I have no fancy syllables to throw at you on my side. Yeah. But yeah, I'm doing great over here. Hopefully anybody who joins our stream, welcome to Eric and I hanging out and where I animate and we talk about modern day game stuff or retro day game stuff or movies and or rant at stuff. But yeah, we'll be doing another round of stuff to do today. Well, Eric and I, mainly Eric, for the most part, he kind of leads. He leads our discussions a lot of times, but it is a pretty compelling power. It's worked. It's worked great these many streams. So, anyways, let me jump in. I'll start going into what we're working on tonight while we hang out. Um, uh, bu- 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 All right. So I think for tonight's stream, I'll be working on this pose of Calamity where she's getting her tail tugged by a warhog to yank her off the bike eventually, as we'll see later on if I scroll through it. Ooh, oh, pulls her over. Ignore this warhog here, but yeah, we've already worked on this section here. But yeah, but I got to work on this pose here. Got to get this out of the way. And of course, Tinsel is a stand-in, but I can still work on her pose tonight. Um, as we kind of hang out. So that's on the agenda. Yeah. So, okay. What? Okay. All right. So, who is the publisher and or developer of this game? Um, is anybody we know? Wow, never heard of them. Wow. And so it actually plays like Contra, huh? So you have side scrolling and you can play as Linda Hamilton or Arnie. Okay. 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 Yeah. Yeah, sure. Wow, that's pretty cool, especially in today's day and age. I mean, getting music rights seems like a pain. For them to actually get that is pretty neat. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay. Oh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Yep. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. Um, mhm. Oh my gosh. Oh my Yeah, that's pretty sad. It's weird because you lose that whole opportunity of being kind of, sort of a iconic. What's the right word? Where you get iconic status of by being a media thing. I get it. Like you don't want to be ripped off or something like that. But this is kind of a real far throwback. But this reminds me of when Michael Jordan was at the height of his powers, and he refused to put his likeness in any NBA game, for example, right? But yet Barkley and all these other legendary type of players put their names in, and now they're part of the lore of those NBA games. But Jordan, no, he won't. He'll never have that. It's because he was just persnickety. Like he wanted to get paid X amount of dollars, whereas everybody else was fine with it. And then was it really worth it for him to kind of hold out? It doesn't matter. He's a gazillionaire. It doesn't matter. But if you want lore status, it's kind of weird. So why would you not like why would you not want to get, kind of get that kind of statuesque kind of memory kind of built in with a game, What's to me it's far more worth it, whether you get paid peanuts or not. Um, that's just me. Who am I? Just some lowly animator here on the internet, and we're discussing lawyer stuff. But but how did you come across this game? I've seen blurbs of it online a little bit here and there, but Okay. Hmm. 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 All right. So since we kind of started this trend last week a little bit, since we talked about Metroid, what is this one? 3.5 or higher? It's I know, I know. Yeah, yeah, of course. Okay. That's really solid. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you know what? It's almost and we're not going to reinvent the wheel tonight, but I will throw this out, you know. Um No way. Really? Ah, well, we can cancel stream at this point. We're already halfway through whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm live. We have been going for how long?
About 15 minutes.
Yeah, about 15 minutes. With 17 minutes. Uh, yeah, man. Shit. I meant to
I
check.
know, bummer.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Well, you know. Yeah. We might just cancel and I'll just delete this one off of the internet.
Yeah, that's okay, and that it happens sometimes. Once in a great while, these type of shitbird things happen. No worries,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I want. I mean, we definitely. I'd like to. I know you've already gone through it and won't have the same freshness as before, but I definitely want to hear the Terminator 2 thing again.
Okay.
I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to use on stream, but
Well, let
that's
me
my
what
take.
you know what we're gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do is we're gonna keep going. I'll edit out the bits that are silent.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so anybody who's tuning in, we had a technical problem where OBS had decided to stop using my microphone, and as you know, this is the classic problem. You assume that technology is going to work, and you get lazy, and then the one time you get lazy, it doesn't work, and then you spend 20 minutes speaking into a microphone that's not turned on.
Yeah, and it was super helpful to hear your because you were kind of
Yeah,
talking to giving us a review of Terminator, and then all of a sudden you're just quiet. So that's a
yeah.
bummer.
So anybody who
Um,
turns around and watches this, it's gonna jump. I think that the first half of it had audio, and then at some point OBS lost the audio, and now I noticed it and it's back on. So it's gonna there's gonna just gonna be this big jump where I'm not saying anything, and then we're gonna jump into this moment. So or at least I'm gonna try to do that. We'll see how much control over the editing I have in the built-in YouTube software suite. Anyway, what I was talking about, and I don't actually even know at what point the audio cut out, was the new game that just came out, Terminator 2D No Fate,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
which is a throwback to the 16-bit era of games. It's a Contra style shooter game with sweet ass 16-bit graphics. You play as the different characters. You play Sarah Connor, and you play as the T-800, and you play as John Connor in the future in various stages. And it's a great love letter not only to that genre of game, which you don't really see that much anymore, frankly. I mean, most of these days, if you're going to do a 2D game, it's going to be like a Metroidvania. That's just the genre du jour, it seems like.
Yeah.
Or or a Stardew Valley style game. But no, this goes back to the good old days of Contra style shooters, and um, it really gives a shit about that genre, and it also clearly gives a shit about the Terminator 2 franchise. So, um, yeah, I've been playing that most of the last week or so, and it's like a lot of these games, you can, if you put it on easy, you can get through the whole game in 30 minutes, right? And then what they've done, which is really clever, is the higher the difficulty level you put it on, the more they add to the stages. So there's more enemies, their behaviors are different, there's more environmental hazards, there's like a time limit that gets turned on. And so it's not just, a really lazy implementation of a difficulty curve. They actually have thought about how the game is structured design wise per difficulty level, which I think is really cool. Um
And you found, okay, and then you found this game perusing your normal websites. You just kind of just took a chance on it because you thought
mhm.
it was well received by a lot of people, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And it ended
Yeah.
up being like $30, you said?
Yeah,
Is
it's
what you
it's
ended up?
30 bucks, and as I was saying when I was speaking into a silent microphone, for the art alone, it was worth it, quite frankly. I really love all of the animations. They do a great job, frankly, of capturing moments from the movie. For instance, in the insane asylum, where Sarah Connor is trying to escape, and the Terminator shows up, and she freaks out and she backs up, and then the Terminator goes, "Come with me if you want to live," that kind of thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, it's all, obviously side scrolling, but the way they animate it it reminds me very strongly of the movie, and I really enjoyed it. Um, as I was like I was saying before, the only, I guess, complaint that I have in terms of the art is that they couldn't afford Arnold Schwarzenegger's visual license. So the T-800 throughout the whole course of the game doesn't look anything like Arnie, which kind of sucks. They got it seems like they got Edward Furlong and Linda Hamilton and Robert Patrick's likeness, because all three of them are in the game, and the guy who played old John Connor, because all four of them show up, relatively frequently in the sort of interstitial stills cutscenes that play between the stages. The only person who doesn't is Arnie, unfortunately, which is, it's kind of a bummer, frankly. But what are you gonna do?
He just got that sweet MK1 money for doing Conan the Barbarian or whatever it was that he kind of had a cameo in
Yeah,
as a
yeah, yeah.
character. And now he goes like, "Yeah, I just want that money every single time, I guess, even if you're a small studio."
That's right. That's right. Yeah, he just,
It's unfortunate.
yeah, this small little dev team doesn't have the same money that NetherRealm has. Well,
Hmm.
had. Who knows what's going to happen now that Warner Brothers is being
Yeah.
sold?
Oh man,
I
that's a
saw
whole other thing.
Yeah, I saw Ted Sarandos, or whatever his name is, and whatever, I don't remember who it was, whether it was Paramount or Netflix. Someone asked them about the games division of Warner Brothers, and the response was like, "Oh, we don't really care. That doesn't really mean anything to us." And I'm like, "Well,
Man,
there goes 500 jobs." Um,
yeah, easy. Um,
so
it's
yeah,
so
and I'm like,
disheartening to hear that.
it is. It's really frustrating how. And again, it's just that these old dudes, they're boomers,
Yeah,
and in their mind, video games are a children's thing that no one cares about. And I'm sure their bean counters have told them how much games make, but they just don't see it. The they don't see the dollars and cents of it, frankly, right? They're just
yeah.
not clever enough. They're not, anyway. And so I suspect that whoever buys it, Paramount or Netflix, they're going to sell off the games division to yet another subsidiary.
I mean
And
the IP what they have already is the Midway stuff alone. I mean, there's so much to be mined there. I would think,
yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think it's a pretty dark time, frankly. I think we've talked about this on the previous streams of I think it's a bad thing, these streaming platforms that have proprietary streaming rights over all this stuff, buying up content and then making it so that if you want to watch this content, you have no choice but to subscribe to their platforms. Well, guess what? I'm tired of subscribing to new platforms, right?
Yeah.
And I just don't, anyway, that's a whole other side. We don't have to go down some sort of negative route. Terminator 2 No Fate, Terminator 2D No Fate is quite entertaining, and I really highly recommend it if you're looking to scratch that old 16-bit shooter itch. It really did for me. So,
Did you buy it on sale, or did you buy it at just the normal price that it just goes for?
well,
Just curious.
it had like a first week sale, so it was 10% off
Okay.
for the first week it was out. So I did end up getting it for like 25 or so dollars.
And I'm assuming you got this on Steam.
Yeah, I actually got it on the Switch too.
Oh,
Just because
okay.
that's the system that I was holding in my hand when I realized it was out more than anything else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's not pushing any. It's a 16-bit game, so any platform will play it at any spec. So it just so happened that the Switch 2 was what was in my hand at the time, so that's what I bought it on.
Um, this was something we were talking about, but you were muted. But it was going to be something I was
Yeah.
going to bring up. But you did give this a 4,
Yes.
Based on our scaling system last week that we're just making up out of
Out of
thin
thin
air.
air, right?
Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 to you was a 3.5, and then this one is a 4. But you're saying it's an apples and oranges. You can't really. It's not fair to compare the two. But here's where I was going to pick up when you found out the microphone wasn't working.
Yes.
And now let's reinvent the wheel tonight,
Okay,
because
we're
why
gonna
not?
reinvent the wheel. Yes.
Reinvent the wheel for our reviews.
Wheel 3.0.
Yeah. What if we actually just do a more of a zoomed out version of what a review means? Like, is it worth your time to even spend time with it? For example, like you're reading a book like Dungeon Master Carl, right?
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Dungeon Crawler.
Come on, James, get it right.
Crawler. I know I'm terrible. I haven't read it, so I can't even. And it'll be blasphemy when I do eventually get around to reading it.
Yeah.
But that's a 4.0 for your time, right?
Well, that's
well, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that a 5?
That was a 5.
See, so I guess that's what I'm getting at. Is a really terrible way of me saying, what if we actually remove the media part out of it, and you're talking about your time? Is it worth 5.0 stars of your time to play this game?
That is
play Metroid.
Yeah, that's a really excellent observation.
Yeah, and that way it removes this whole need to, it's a 2D scroller, because a lot of people will review a game and go, this is a 2D, and then it kind of falls apart, because no matter what, you're always gonna have some nuanced thing, but time never changes. Is it worth your time? Is it worth 5 stars with your time to play Metroid Prime 4 versus So there we go. So I'm throwing that at you as a way of us reinventing how to review games and or any media, because what we care about the most is our time. Did we waste our time playing this game or not? So now I'm throwing it back at you now.
Yeah, well, I just want to reiterate how clever I think that idea, as the sort of the controlling factor, right? Like,
okay, cool. Once in a great while, I got 1 or 2 ideas. Most of the time they're terrible, but this one, okay.
I don't think that's
I'll
right.
enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah, I think that is a great way to look at it. On the scale of 1 through 10, how much of it is worth your time, right?
Yeah.
I think in this sort of broader sense, I think a scale of 10 makes more sense rather than a scale of 5.
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry, my microphone is caught on something. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so if we think about, let's say, I'll speak to myself, right? You need to have sort of the parameters, and let's start with Metroid series, right? So if on this scale of 1 to 10 of is it worth my time, let's put, for me at least, Super Metroid and Metroid Prime would be 10s. Honestly,
I 100% agree with you there. Yes.
Other M and Metroid Dread would be 0s. I will never go back to either of those games ever again.
Wow, Dread, really?
Yeah,
Dread had some nice.
Okay,
even had some,
maybe it's a 1, right? Other
Okay, so
M,
for me,
yeah, Other M
yeah,
was unplayable. I didn't even
yes,
finish Other M. It was so bad I could not get through it. Um,
100% agree with you there. 100% agree with you there. For while we're going through this, I just want to catch up
yeah.
here with Dread for me, only because I wasn't a glutton for punishment. I didn't play hate it like you did.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But so for me, there's always this intrigue, like, well, maybe it does get better, even though you might be warning me that it doesn't. And I'm a glutton for punishment too.
Right.
I give it a 3 because of that, because
Really?
there's a
Okay.
little scratch, like maybe it is good. Maybe there's
Okay.
still something that Eric doesn't see that maybe we disagree with on this one. But that's me. But it's still terrible. It's still a 3. Still not good. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
out of a
yeah.
10. There's no way I'm
Uh,
going back to that game. Anyway, so what the rest of the Metroid
yeah. So,
genre?
well, I mean, I think we set those as brackets, right?
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
and if we use that as the metric, I would say Metroid Prime 4 is it was a 6 for me out of 10
Oh,
in terms
okay.
of time commitment. It was a short game. I got 100% of the items in less than 20 hours. There wasn't any we spoke about this last week. There wasn't any point in the game that I really hated it. A few of the bosses were too hard and I think the enemies had too much HP. Um, but there wasn't anything bad about the game. It just didn't reach the levels of other Metroids, right? And so for me, Prime 4 was about, in terms of time commitment, definitely a 6 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
And with that same metric, I would say Terminator No Fate is about a 7.5 to 8 out of 10 on
That's
in
pretty
terms of
high.
the price and the time commitment of it and how quickly you get something out of it for the time that you commit to it. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then Dungeon Crawler Carl is
It's a
a 10.
10. Yeah. I mean that's
Wow.
a hard 10. Every single one of the books.
Every book.
Yeah, all
Okay.
7 of them that are
All
out
right.
so far. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, I will probably start rereading those again before too long. I enjoyed those so much.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
And you're waiting on a sequel for those too. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place on the
Oh no,
road here,
let's
but
jump. I mean, it's completely off the rails anyway. So,
I thought you were waiting on a sequel for that series or something like that.
Matt Dinneman, the author, has said in an interview that he plans on 10 books. Whether
Oh,
it
okay.
ends up being 10 books, I don't know. He is definitely making progress because the guy that does all of the voice acting for the audiobooks, who is also like really good and everybody loves him and he does like all of the voices. It's kind of crazy how many voices he does. Um they were at a con not too long ago and he was reading excerpts from book 8. So it's happening. I mean it'll to this point
Okay.
he's been releasing at least one book a year, sometimes more than one book a year. So he's pretty prolific in terms of the writing side of things. So
Okay.
um I would imagine that this time next year book 8 will be out for sure.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so I unfortunately have no more Dungeon Crawler Carl to read, and that makes me very sad. But I will live. Definitely a 10.
Yeah.
Worth
Okay.
absolutely every minute of time that I put into those books.
All right. Now
Worth
other
every minute
modern
of
stuff
time
that's
and money. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what did you buy them hardcover? You never bought the audiobooks, right?
I
Because you
didn't
prefer reading.
I don't use Audible, and so he's got an exclusive deal with Amazon. So the only way you can get the audiobooks is through Audible.
Okay.
Um and also like the hardcover books, which is done through an imprint of Random House, is actually awesome. The art is really cool, and the fonts that they use are really cool, and the colors are really weird but fun. And so they're actually kind of fun display pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so and he in terms of like the ebook, he self-publishes the ebook, and so I would have to download yet another app to read the ebook versions, and the hardcover versions have an ongoing short story that is only available through the hardcover editions of the book.
So like they
Um,
put an excerpt at the back of the book or something like that to
mm-hmm,
just
mm-hmm,
okay.
mm-hmm. And no, I'm sure that'll become available elsewhere as well. I don't, at some point, but at least right now, the hardcover is the only way that I'm aware of to
Okay.
read those little short stories. So yeah, so I'll keep getting the hardcovers. Those tend to come out later. The like book 7, which was This Inevitable Ruin, it came out I think in April of this year. But the hardback didn't come out until September,
Okay.
which is
Hmm.
so coincidental, right? Because I read the first book a week after the hardcover of book 7 came out. And so book 7 in hardcover had been out for less than a month by the time that I got to it. So
Hmm.
it was kind of crazy that that happened actually.
Sounds like it was kind of convenient in a
Yeah, it was
sense. You know,
perfect.
you were
Yeah, the
able,
timing
right?
was
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah. So, yeah, so I'm going to use that metric that you just defined to rate all of my things moving forward because I think that that's a great leveling it's a great control variable, right? Where does it stand on my commitment of money and commitment of time? Where does it fall on a
Yeah.
scale of 1 through 10? I think that's brilliant. Yeah.
Thanks. But yeah, it just feels like I just want to, I frequent YouTube quite a bit. I watch reviews all the time, and you get all the numbering systems, and it's always about like we were talking before. It's just there's so many little things you can whittle it with, and it's so
Mm-hmm.
subjective. But
Mm-hmm.
nothing is more. But if you keep it simple with your time and money, it's so much different way of looking at it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So I'll throw one at you, and it's hard. It's a debatable one, but
Okay.
I mean, and it's been out for a couple weeks now, but Stranger Things season 5 is out, and it's a
Mm.
10, right? But we have no choice but to call it a 10 because if you follow the show all these years now, you have no choice but to call it a 10, right? Because
Well, I mean, you know me, I have no problems pulling the plugs on things.
yes, you are much better at that than I am. Yeah, no doubt.
And in fact, like I had no intention of watching season 4 because I
Of season 4?
really disliked I did, but I really disliked season 3 enough that it was like this is not worth my time to continue watching this show.
Wow. Okay.
But then season 4 came out and I was saying that to people and they're like, "No, man, no, 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 no. Give it another chance. Give it another chance. Give it another chance."
Huh.
And so I was
Okay.
like, "Ugh, all right. I'll watch a episode of season 4." Right?
Yeah.
And it ended up being really good. Season 4 actually was really good and I really enjoyed it and they kind of brought it back to basics and they got rid
Hmm.
of some of the dumber characters um and so yeah, so I'm back in it for season 5. I would say season 5 for me is yeah, also about a 6.5, 7.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm a little bit more I have more sentimental attachment to Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
So season five is a 10 only because of the legacy of the whole of the entire show. I am actually watching it with my wife, and we watching the old seasons. Just in the background, we'll watch it. Season 1, I don't know if anything can touch season 1. So
Yeah.
to
Season
me,
1 is a
season
legit
1
10. Was a
is a
legit.
legit 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where it gets muddled because then season 2 so far is probably a 7
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
me. I'm down. I haven't revisited season 3 or 4 yet, so jury's still out. But holistic, when you're looking at it from a giant volume of stuff, it's a 10, unfortunately, but it's a
Mm.
reluctant 10. You
Okay.
know, but I have
Okay.
issues with season 5 though.
Yeah.
It feels kind of scatterbrained a little bit all over the place.
Yeah, I agree.
But what do you do? At this point now, I kind of just want to wrap it up, and hopefully it wraps up nicely.
Yeah,
Kind of a
I
thing.
I agree, and this is why for me it falls into the category of like 6.5
Mm,
or a 7. Is
yeah.
I'm watching it and I'm going, I'm enjoying this. I'm really glad they're not doing another season of this.
Yep. I'm
Um,
with you on that too. Yeah.
that has been my overwhelming emotion like, well, not overwhelming, but sort of an undercurrent emotion through my entire viewing of the first 5 episodes, which is like, cool. I'm enjoying this. I would not come back for another season, regardless of how much I'm enjoying this. Right? Like, I
And
am ready for this show to be done.
yeah, yeah, I'm with you there. And what's interesting is I've heard rumors that they're trying to do spin-off stuff with the
Yeah.
show as well. So I don't know, but
I'm
why? You know?
Yeah, I'll be a hard pass on any spin-offs. I mean, unless someone goes, "No, I will pay for your Netflix subscription for you to watch this spin-off," right?
Yeah, sure.
It'll be a pass for me on any spin-offs.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm with you on that too. That would definitely fall out of the realm of 10 and probably go below 5. And at that point, it's always a crap. It's always a flip at that point, whether to
Mhm.
watch it or not. So, but yeah, that was going to be my only recent 10 that I can even say, and it's not even a fair 10. Like I said, like
So
it's
you've
just
got
sort
you
of
it's a 10 with baggage, basically.
yes, yeah,
Right,
10 with
right, right.
baggage. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, um, Also, I was gonna bring this up, but I think I did start playing Arkham Asylum again.
Mm.
Whatever they call it, Return to Arkham. Great
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
That's it's
Yeah.
When I first played it, that was a 10. Now I
Yeah.
played it the second time around, it's probably an 8. It
Mm.
shows a little bit of wear and tear on historically speaking. Now we have more luxuries. It's still a great game. I still give it an 8, though.
Mhm.
It's still almost
Mhm.
it's pretty much a must in the realm of must play. It's so good.
Yeah, for me, Arkham City is an easy 10. It's another all-time classic for me. I've played through Arkham City, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times. Frankly, I lost count.
Wow.
Arkham Asylum is an 8. I agree with that assessment. And then Arkham Knight is like a 6.5, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It was quite a
and
drop for me. Like, I got through it, and I 100%ed it, even just because of the
wow.
my love for that particular franchise, right? Like,
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
carried that game a long way. But when I finished it, I'm like, I don't know that I'm ever going to play this game again.
Mhm.
Um, whereas Arkham City, I finished it and then immediately did New Game Plus. And so I played Arkham City back to back, 100%ed it twice in a row.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah. Anyway, um, but those are phenomenal experiences.
Yeah. It's funny because I don't know where you put Origins at Batman Origins. I always felt like Origins never got the fair shake that I thought it deserved. I thought it was good. It was kind of buggy.
Mm-hmm.
I played it on PC,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, but it was good. I thought it was a good, faithful, inspirational adaptation from Rocksteady's their core games. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
not sure.
I liked it more
Yeah,
than Arkham Knight, frankly.
yeah,
Um,
easily. Yeah.
when they announced the Arkham collection for the Switch, I'm like, why didn't you do Arkham Origins instead of Arkham Knight, a game that you knew was not going to work on this platform? But again, it was some business person with zero creative insight making decisions in a vacuum, almost certainly.
Man, yeah.
Um, but no, for me, 7.5 Arkham Origins. I think
Hmm.
it got a really bum rap. Um, I thought it was much better than the shade that it drew.
And speaking of, we were talking about lore before with Schwarzenegger, how he kind of skipped out on giving his likeness because with this whole point of lore and putting yourself in media. Troy Baker, I think, was the voice of the Joker in that
He
one,
was
and I thought, and he was great.
just
Not, yeah, he wasn't. He was again. He was still kind of newish. I guess not really though. He was still a veteran, but they still
that
kind
guy
of
is just a
shat on
bottomless
him.
pit of talent.
I
I
can't for that alone. It makes Origins worth it because he did such a good. I can't think of anybody else that could do a Mark
no.
Hamill version of Joker better than Troy Baker. He is the modern day Mel Blanc, I think, that
I
lives
just
in video game land
I am
at this
certain
point.
we've said this on the stream before, but I'm gonna say it again just because I don't know. I think it's a feather in my own cap, my own personal cap.
You worked
what
with him, right, or something like
I
that,
didn't. I
or
almost got the chance to.
oh, okay, all right.
So when we were casting for Cole McGrath, so the guy who played Cole McGrath in Infamous, for whatever
Mhm.
reason, I don't remember anymore, couldn't do the sequel. And so we had to recast the voice. And so we just did auditions, and I got to see some really, really excellent voice actors come through and apply. And Troy Baker was just starting out his career. He was still mostly
Mm.
doing anime stuff.
Mhm.
And he came in on audition, and I'm like, that's the guy. He's the one we should hire. Like, I was like, this is
You
the
could tell.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't end up going with him, which is,
Ah.
the guy who did play Eric Layden was great. I have no
Mhm.
complaints about Eric Layden. Did a
Yeah.
phenomenal
Yeah.
interpretation of the character, especially some of the politics of what happened. Anyway, he did a great job. He was working from a deficit, really knocked it out of the park. So like no shade to Eric Layden whatsoever.
Mhm.
Um, but I just want to say that when we were casting, I thought Troy Baker was the guy we should have picked. So am I a genius? Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
in
I
this one, you
absolutely.
might have
Yeah.
been,
Yeah.
yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
You found the diamond in the rough before, but the creams rise to the top. He's always I think it's always worth playing a game where his when he's doing the voice acting for the
Yeah.
most part. I can't think any game where I'd say it's a slight against him.
No.
I loved him
No.
in, and I could be wrong, but I loved him in Last of Us.
Yeah.
I thought he was great in Origins,
Yeah.
and I mean now that so I picked up so now that I have Xbox Game Pass for like 3 months, I'm gonna play Indiana Jones, and I'm
I've
gonna
heard
see
he's
how he
great
does on
in it.
that.
I've heard he's
I heard
great
he's
in it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
was great in oh, I just had it and I lost it. There was another one he did. BioShock Infinite. He played the protagonist of BioShock Infinite as well.
oh wow, I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Great
I mean
game
that
too.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
quite a talent. Just saying, just throwing that out there. I knew he was going to be. I knew he was going to be.
You saw the talent before the rest of the world did,
That's
but
right. That's right.
we still get to enjoy his work on other stuff. But that's
he
cool.
he did okay for himself, so
He did all right.
I don't
He
feel
did
too bad about
just
not
fine.
casting him. Yeah.
Yeah. But cool. All right. I think we're in pretty good shape. I got a couple of poses in. I got this. I mean, this was a bonus pose tonight, but I got this in. I mean, it's not exactly matching the storyboard, but it's okay. We got some foreshadow, we got some foreshortening, and then we'll get
Hmm.
her to get thrown out and lose her tail. So we got that. And we got her on tinsel here on this pose here.
Cool.
So pretty good progress for tonight.
Very
For a couple
cool. Love
poses.
it. Love it. Okay. Well, we'll call it there. Apologies to anybody who tuned in and then the audio dropped out suddenly. Um, I might actually just leave it in and just put a note in the show notes saying, "Hey, audio drops out for a few minutes and pick it back up at minute 17." Because I'm lazy and I don't want to do
Yeah.
the post edit.
I don't
So,
blame you.
and it's a
And
live
also, it makes
stream,
me look
so
even more. It makes me look even more zanier and
oh
crazy
yeah.
talking to myself in a sense. And,
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, so apologies for anybody to anybody watching that happened. This is why you never trust technology. But why don't you consider heading on over to calamityjane.rocks? That'll take you to our Patreon site. And you can subscribe to our channel there and help us make this cartoon a reality. Obviously, we're on Facebook and YouTube because you're watching the stream. And we're also on Instagram at Calamity Jane Salamander. It's just another place where we post updates about the show. So you can tune in or check that out and subscribe. In the meantime, James, let me look at my calendar. I don't know where we're at next Monday. Next Monday is Christmas week.
Mhm.
So it's going to be a little dicey for the next few weeks. I will
Yeah.
be around next Monday, but I don't want to speak for you.
I should be around next Monday as well. And as
Okay.
always, you always update Facebook, whatever, if we miss out
If
or
we can miss it,
something.
yeah, exactly. So stay tuned
But
to Facebook. If we have to cancel, we'll try to keep everybody posted. But otherwise, we'll be back next Wednesday at the usual time. In the meantime, have a great evening, everybody, and stay safe out there. Good night.
good night.